What's up guys, I'm DeatHInfernoXxGaming and welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be making a build video, and it's been such a long time since I made one because I've been spending lots of my time streaming, as you guys have seen, grinding for the silver sword, and thankfully I got the silver sword. So the build video today is a sword build, and of course it's a silver sword. So in case you guys have already owned the silver sword but don't know how to build it, here are 3 favorite builds of mine for the silver sword. The first is of course our usual shield build for the sword, because the silver sword right here gives you a +3 galvanize, which is a very good perk, the most important perk for the shield build, because it gives you critical strike chance based on your shield, and it is basically the same as the Boreas weapon since it has the same unit effect. The only difference lies in some of the other effects as well. And one most important thing is the Boreas weapon has conditioning, which does not really contribute to increasing your damage, which is kind of bad. And here comes the silver sword to cover up for that, so it's really good. And here we are. Aegis is to increase the shield as always, and as well as Bastion. And as you can see, it's Catalyst here because I want to use my Aether Drive tonic and other tonics as well, so that I can hunt more efficiently. But if you guys don't want to use Catalyst, that's fine, it's easy. You can just switch the cell in the leggings into something else like Aetheric Attunement, so that you can achieve the same spamming lantern thing, so that you can gain more shield, or maybe molten for attack speed. And in the lantern you can switch the cell to into something else like attunement or molten. And the other perks are just the same: the cunning galvanize for your criticals and predator for extra damage. Guardian, this one is a really good one, because with Guardian here you can also play as a support, because with this shield build you're going to get lots of shield, especially from using a lantern and basic attacks. So some of the shield will be transferred to your teammate with a maximum of 600 shields. So it's a really good DPS support build, but it's mostly DPS. So those sums up the perk summary, and the key to this build, as I said, is the galvanize. And yeah, silver sword is very compatible with this one. So here's the build: the Shroud Helmet with Berserker, the Frost Wolf with Aegis, and the Mokarian with Galvanize, and the Koshai with Catalyst or Aetheric Attunement or Molten. And here's the Lantern. You cannot switch this one to anything else. This one gives you the most shield out of all the lanterns. You can also switch the cell into Catalyst or Aetheric Attunement or Molten, the same as the leggings. And here is Bastion, the only thing that can give you shield out of all the Omni cells. Although if you want to switch to anything else, that's fine. I think the most appropriate one would be Discipline. Why not Revenant? Because there's another Revenant build, okay? So here's the weapon with Cunning, Berserker, Avenging Overdrive, a very important one, so make sure you get it. And Recursive Heal, a very important one too if you are using the Avenging Overdrive, because there's no way to get failure regenerated time to time without the Recursive Heal. If you're using Valiant Overdrive, then you can switch the mod into something else, maybe Dynamic Blade Core, or maybe Mending Blade Core if you are afraid of losing health and stuff. And that's the first build. So the first build is our usual shield build. Alright, on to the next one, and as promised, it's the Revenant build. And I guess you guys already know why Silver Sword is compatible with the Revenant build. And in case you guys don't know, it's because the Silver Sword can give you +300 max health. So the only way you can gain max health in this game is from the Tough perk to give you 500, and from the Slayer's Pulse to give you another 100. So +300 here is actually a lot. And why is +300 max health good with the Revenant perk? It's because the Revenant will cost you 500 health for every cast, which means the more health you have, the more Revenant you can cast. And then there is also Parasite here to reduce damage taken from the Revenant's Omni Cell, thus allowing you to cast even more Revenant. And the Revenant will give you White Orb for each hit on the Behemoth, and each orb will give you 4% damage bonus. So usually when I spend all of my health, I will get like 20 to 25 orbs, so that's around 80% to 100% more damage, and that's actually very awesome. That's the highest damage boost you can get in the game. And there is also Omni Search here, so that you can use your Omni Cell even more frequently. And then there's also this Lantern here, Scarn Shield, so that you can avoid getting one shot by the Behemoth. And why Cunning, Galvanize, and Predator? I thought we were going to do the Revenant Abuse kind of build. So as I said earlier, it gives you 4% damage boost, for every Void Orb you get, and you can get up to 25 Void Orbs or even more. So doing DPS on this build is actually very worth it because you gain 100% bonus damage, and that's actually a lot, okay? So I kind of do like 1k to 2k DPS for every hit. I mean 1k to 2k every hit, which is very awesome. So thus we need Cunning, Galvanize, and Predator. Although I really do prefer using Pulse than Galvanize because the only shield that we have here is from the Lantern. But since the sword, the Silver Sword here gives you Galvanize, then it will be better to get the Galvanize instead. And there's also Rage here and Predator. And in case you guys don't know, I'm going to explain it one more time. Predator will lose its 35% damage after taking hostile damage. And then Rage will activate when you take damage, I mean, okay? So taking a hit and taking damage are two different things, okay? So Predator deactivates when you take a hit, and Rage activates when you take damage. So Revenant counts as taking damage, not taking a hit. So Predator will stay active, and Rage will activate, giving you even more damage boost. And there's also Guardian here. As you can see, I'm using the Scar's Lantern, so Guardian can activate, giving your teammate shields as well. And that's some of the perk summary. Let's go through the build. The Strut Helmet as well, using the Rage. And there's the Gnasher here with Tough, the Molcarian with Galvanize, and the Koshai with Omnisurge. And here's the Lantern with Omnisurge as well. And here is the weapon with Cunning and Parasitic, Avenging Overdrive, Recursive Field. As I have mentioned earlier, these two are good combos. And that is the second build, and we're going on to the third build. So the third build is a build that I personally like, which is awesome, and it has saved me on the journey of me grinding for the Silver Sword, and it is none other than the Mage build. I know it sounds weird because it is weird on the sword because I usually use Revenant on it, and dodging while using the sword and doing a melee attack on the behemoths while evading for the Tempest and the Lantern cast and things for the Mage build is very weird, but it is very worth it for me at least because it helped me a lot during the grinding because it does give very high damage. So as usual, it's the Mage build, so the Silver Sword does not really have anything to do with the Mage build except Guardian, because you do have Cascade, and Cascade can give you the green orbs, and the green orbs can give you shield. And there's also the increased healing the increased shield gain by 50%, and this does not give you more shield, it just regenerates your shield faster. So since you can get lots of green orbs as well, so it can really help your friends a lot during battles, being a semi-support as well as being able to deal very high damage with your Lantern. So as usual, the key to this build is the Aether Evasion. And here's Omnisurge and also Zeal. I don't bring Aether Attunement here because I bring Catalyst, and Catalyst with the Aether Drive Tonic can give even more reduce to the Lantern cooldown rate than the Aether Attunement. So I do have lots of this, so it's better to use Catalyst. And yeah, there's also Cascade here, which is very optional, and it works very well with the Silver Sword. As I said, it can give you the 50%, all shields received and stuff, and there's also Guardian to give help to your friends. And there are these two random perks that I bring because I kind of want to hit the behemoths. So yeah, I use the Predator here instead of bringing another +3 Galvanized. And that's some of the perk summary. Let's go through the build. The Strut Helmet with Catalyst, the Thunderlit Draws with Aether Evasion, the Phalanx with Omnisurge, and the Thunderlit Draws again with Predator. Or if you don't really like to see +3 here, you can just switch it to Galvanized. And here's the Draws Lantern, the best one for any burst Mage build. Although if you want to switch it to anything else, that's fine. Just make sure they can deal damage. And put in the Zeal cell, and here's the Omni cell. There's none other than the Tempest. You cannot switch it to anything else. Tempest is the best. And here is the weapon with Cascade and Cascade, Avenging Overdrive, Recursive Field. I have been wanting to switch the Avenging Overdrive into something else because parrying attack does not count as evading through an attack, so it does not increase your Tempest stack or activate the A3 evasion. So yeah, Variant Overdrive might be a better choice. Recursive Field is good with the Variant Overdrive. You're going to see your failure method regenerate like something else, of course. But if you don't want to use Recursive Field, that's fine. You can switch to anything else you want. and bonnet with silver sword as always. And those are the 3 builds. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let me know which build you really like. But personally, since I have already cleared all of the builds, I mean cleared all of the levels for the silver sword, the build that I personally like, the first one is the Revenant build, because it is very compatible with the Revenant build. There are no other build that works better than the silver sword in terms of the Revenant build. And the second one is of course the shield build, because it has more compatibility compared to the Mage build, of course, because the Mage build is just a build that works generally. And yeah, the silver sword works better with the shield build. And that's all for the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free and you can always subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.